Because there's rules to follow.
Yep.
Yep, we're doing that right now.
Yeah, go yourself. Pal. Feel that battery. 4 minutes.
They can't make any rules. I'm gonna send this over to Jason.
Yeah.
I just recorded that whole thing.
Good.
Michigan. You probably remember the story of Jason Harrison, the Part 107 qualified pilot arrested for flying his drone, which started a battle to enforce whether local municipalities can create their own laws for drone flight, which directly contradict FAA regulations. After a long battle, Jason won his case. So that's that then. Surely, no police officer in Flint, Michigan would look to enforce regulations which fly in the face of federal rules, especially after spending so much time and money defending a losing court case. Surely, the parks police originally involved wouldn't harass drone flyers carrying out their hobby legally in parks. Well, surely you'd be wrong. Despite the highly publicised court victory ensuring drone flyers can still use the park system within Genesee County, news I'm sure reached every single officer in what is after all a small force. It appears the parks police are still harassing drone pilots. George, one of the pilots involved, managed to record the interaction and then forward this to Jason Harrison. He made a video expressing his views, which included footage from the recent harassment, which he has kindly allowed Geeksvana to share. As someone involved locally who has had his own run-in with the parks police, I felt his words convey the facts far better than my own.
Do you want to motivate piles of people to drive across the state just to fly drones in Genesee County parks? Because this is exactly how you motivate piles of people to drive across the state and fly drones in these beautiful parks. Michigan is a very drone-friendly state. We have one unified set of drone regulations statewide. Local governments are prohibited from regulating unmanned aircraft. This is great if you have a drone business or if you are a hobbyist. Instead of wasting time, effort, and energy researching county ordinances or local park rules to try and determine if it's lawful to fly in a particular location, you can take comfort in knowing that as long as you follow FAA rules, it's a lawful flight. So every now and again, some local government comes along and decides that they don't care what the law says. They don't want drones in their parks. Genesee County chose this path. It's unfortunate because the law is super clear and unambiguous. And MCL 259.305 reads in pertinent part, except as expressly authorized by statute, a political subdivision shall not enact or enforce an ordinance or resolution that regulates the ownership or operation of unmanned aircraft, or otherwise engage in the regulation of the ownership or operation of unmanned aircraft. There are several longer videos with a more detailed description on this particular topic, but Genesee County has been unlawfully regulating drone use for quite some time. We brought the aforementioned law to their attention in polite emails and public meetings. Their response was basically that they don't care what the law says, they don't want drones in their parks. They kind of missed the point that these are our parks, and that they are simply the custodians hired to do the upkeep. Eventually, the park rangers, who are actual police officers, arrested me for flying a drone, confiscated all of my electronics, including my cell phone, and issued a 90-day misdemeanor. Genesee County, however, did not realize that I had a secret weapon. I hired Dean Greenblatt, who is, in my opinion, the most competent aviation attorney in the state. If you end up in trouble with the FAA, the state or local governments in regards to aircraft, he should be the first person you call. Due to his involvement, the prosecutor refused to authorize, and the citation was thrown out without having to go to court, and all of my property was returned. Then, Genesee County doubled down and passed a new, more restrictive drone ordinance. We, local drone pilots, planned to fly in at one of the parks. The park police responded by closing the park to all citizens for the day. When we simply met at a different Genesee County park, the police were on us like sharks. They parked near us with 2 cars. while other patrol cars constantly drove around us in circles. It was a completely overbearing use of police resources, but it did keep us from flying drones that day. Legal counsel recommended that rather than risk arrest and confiscation of more drones, we form a non-profit organization and take the director and the chief park ranger to court to explain to a judge why they feel they don't need to follow the law. This was another long process, but we were successful, and in February of 2020, the Honorable Judge Farah issued an opinion ordering Genesee County to no longer enforce any local drone regulations. The day the opinion was released, Michigan Coalition of Drone Operators captured this radio transmission, indicating that maybe they weren't interested in complying with the court order.
We lost that drone case, so you can't do anything with them. Okay, we'll still talk to him. That's all you can do. He's just rubbing it in our nose today because rubbing our face in it that the judge ruled against us. So it's a free for all with drones right now. Well, maybe we can make it so that he don't want to come near us. Well, use your best judgment.
Several months have passed with no issues, but this week another park ranger had this interaction with a couple of drone pilots.
All right, here it is. This is my copy, but I'll read it to you.
I just take a picture of it, okay?
No person shall, upon the property administered by the commission, make any asset, descent, operate, or possess any balloon, airplane, parachute, drone, manned or unmanned aircraft on commission properties or waters, except in designated areas, without first obtaining written permission from the commission, or except in an emergency if we need somebody who's lost or something like that. You can go get a copy of this right at the office. Right down there.
Copy having around at 218.
Okay? All right. Pack it up for tonight, guys.
Yep, we're doing that right now.
Yeah, go yourself. Pal. Feel that battery. 4 minutes.
They can't make any rules. I'm gonna send this over to Jason.
Yeah,
I just recorded that whole thing.
good.
MCDO board members had long discussions about the best way to handle this. But our attorney reached out to opposing counsel and received this response. Good afternoon. The county has confirmed that this incident was a misunderstanding and no violation should be expected in the future. The ranger at issue had an old copy of the park rules. Today, all rangers received additional notice via email memorandum and by posting on the daily board that section P910615 was not to be enforced due to court order. Again, thank you for bringing this to my attention so this matter could be resolved. And by the way, when they say no violation should be expected in the future, they mean that the county should not be expected to violate the judge's order again in the future. So in response, I would like to encourage everybody to make your way to one of the Genesee County parks and do some drone flying and make a 2-minute video, like a little 2-minute highlight reel, and upload that submission to the MCDO Facebook page on or before September the 12th. And after that date, we will randomly select one of the submissions to win our grand prize, which is yet to be determined. The real prize is actually getting out and enjoying these beautiful parks.
Thank you to Jason for allowing us to play that clip from his original video. A link to the full version and his channel is in the description below. Since the plea was made for pilots to fly at the park and publicly post the footage, many posts have been made on the Michigan Drone Coalition Facebook group. The most popular angle showing the sign for the Parks Police headquarters. This is an important message, and it is vital that as drone flyers we come together to protect the hobby we love. The hobby which hurts no one, which creates employment, and which has a strong future if we protect it. The fight continues in Michigan, and we at Geeksvana congratulate Jason, George, and the coalition for standing up time and again for the hobby. We will keep you fully updated on any further developments on this story. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.
Please remember to like and subscribe.
All right, you're still here. Nothing to see.